but this was our big gun. Now it just looks like you're stalking him. I think in the eyes of the people who don't follow it that closely, which is most of the country, here's the thing about Bob Mueller. He's like the last person, maybe the last thing in America that left and right agreed on. Left and right basically agreed. This is a guy of honor. This is an honest guy. This is an honest broker. Whatever he says goes. Americans are not into details. Don't read it to me, Bob. Just give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. The fact that he was like, I don't. If you couldn't impeach before, how are you going to impeach after? Or should you? Well, were you?
Is not only a stone cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the most.
And that's with all of the difficulties and all of the fake investigations and the Adam Shifty Schiffs. Can you believe this guy? He's got the smallest.
This might just be one of the most shocking moments online right now. Bill Maher goes after Adam Schiff like never before. On his latest show, Maher doesn't hold back, calling out Schiff and raising big questions about the future of the Democratic Party. Is it too late for a comeback? It's a moment that's getting a lot of buzz. If you're already curious to see how it all plays out, hit that like button, it really helps. Now, let's dive in, starting with how some Democratic leaders totally shifted their views once Trump started gaining momentum against
democracy evaporating. And you need to look at the cumulative total of all this and how much damage is being done. And I think my colleagues have to ask themselves, why am I here if not to defend this beautiful system we have and speak out and act my conscience and whatever my voters do. I always tell my constituents the job of a member of Congress is not to get reelected. It's to do the right thing and still find a way to get reelected.
I'm honestly baffled. Does he really think what we're doing is against the Constitution? Or is he just using that as an excuse to justify government overreach and questionable actions? Meanwhile, he keeps bringing up hot-button issues like identity politics and gender to keep everyone distracted. It's getting tougher to figure out what's actually going on. But wait, Stephen Miller's response to all this? You're going to want to hear it. It's something you can't miss.
Hopeless loser. But he is one of the most corrupt, one of the most shameful, one of the most heinous individuals ever to serve in public office in America. And everything he's devoted his life to has been debunked, discredited, and discarded. He literally represents the face of failure. His sole achievement in life was fighting a losing war against Donald Trump, and now President Trump is in the White House, and Adam Schiff is the leader of a dying and dethroned movement. It really is amazing. Think about what the Democrat Party is.
It's about time Adam Schiff is finally held accountable. But honestly, that's not even the biggest shock. The real surprise is how wrong he's been from the start. Remember when he claimed Trump would lose and accused him of only caring about money and himself? Fast forward to now, Trump's the one pushing policies that prioritize America, focusing on the economy and our kids' future. The contrast couldn't be more obvious.
And going after the money is a way to bring about some real justice.
Do you think
the reason why Joe Biden is going to beat Donald Trump is because at the end of the day, America is going to want a president who is a decent human being, who doesn't shit on other people, who has some interest in the American people, some interest in something beyond himself. I think at the end of the day, people are going to reject this bigoted, divisive figure. They're not going to want to put the country through.
They can't stop talking about Trump, but he's the only one not getting distracted by all the noise. What's really surprising is how the far left seems totally unaware of how out of touch they look. Instead of taking a step back, they just keep doubling down, not realizing they're actually hurting their own cause. Then, Bill Maher steps in, cutting through all of it with a few sharp, no-nonsense points.
Sports by sex doesn't make sense. Right. And talked about how we separate sports like the WNBA, just because it's just socialization. This is insane.
I agree.
Okay. That's why people vote for Trump. Because there's stuff like that on the left that people just go, I know Trump's horrible.
The Democrats keep doubling down on the same strategies that hurt them in the first place, and now they look completely out of touch. While Trump's the only one showing real leadership. The irony? They were so confident before, acting like the next election was already in the bag. But now, one of their own has said something that completely changes everything, and it really shines a light on just how deep their issues.
You can like Joe Biden, but hate Capitol Hill. As it has been for so many years. When you look at people, think about Trump. You ever watch Trump debate? This is why I was joking around and said I challenged him to a debate. What would I have to worry about? He doesn't say anything. He goes up against Democrats. It's going to be very, very good. It's going to be fabulous. But they watch. Wait and see. He hasn't said anything, right? And nobody on the Democratic side has, what is it? The pizzazz. I know you got the substance, but you've got a lot of people out there that are preoccupied with their own lives, and they want somebody that knows how to ingratiate
themselves. But that's what in debates is called a gish gallop. It's called a gish gallop.
It wasn't just Bill Maher speaking out. Donald Trump jumped in too, and he didn't hold back. In a brutal 2-minute takedown, Trump called him a watermelon and went after him without hesitation. It was classic Trump, direct, blunt, and unfiltered. By the time he finished, it was clear this guy is losing control of the narrative fast.
Fake investigations and the Adam Shifty Schiffs. Can you believe this guy? He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen. And the biggest head. We called him watermelon head. I'd say, how could that big fat face stand on a neck that looked like this finger? How can it? It was the weirdest thing. It's a mystery. Nobody can understand it. But he's one of the most dishonest human beings I've ever seen. And, you know, how we can allow people like that to run in office is a shame, but we did. He was in charge of the witch hunt. You know, he was in charge of the fake witch hunt with Russia. It was a made-up story. Made up. Think of it. They make up a story. They know it's made up. It's gone on for a year and a half, 2 years. Russia. I knew nothing about it. The only thing I knew was that I taxed the pipeline that I told you about, that I put all sorts of sanctions and everything else. They never had a problem like they had with me. But it was Russia, constant, as a method of, what they did is that was the complaint about why she lost an election, because crooked Hillary was expected to win the election. But they didn't see what we saw. We saw the biggest crowds in history gathering, only superseded by the crowds we just had. But here's a guy that goes out, and he goes to an intelligence hearing or whatever you might call it, and it's supposed to be secret. He'd walk out, he'd either make a call off the record, this is crooked Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff. He's a shifty Adam. Or he'd just go out blatantly and have a news conference. And because it had to do with me and my family, he'd go out and have a news conference, and he said, now you've got to remember, he knows it's a hoax because he made it up with crooked Hillary. So he knows it's a hoax because we're dealing with human beings on the other side. He'd say, Donald Trump Jr., the son of the President of the United States, will spend many years in prison.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment and share what you think about Adam Schiff. And stay tuned, we've got more no-nonsense